Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Munira Oguleye. So if you have been with me for a while, you know that in grad school, I went through grad school as a mom of one. I was a graduate assistant. I was working with two professors, one as administrative graduate assistant and for the other as a research graduate assistant. And most of my classes are research based. So I was really writing papers. I presented in more than three conferences. I attended lots of conferences and I was still able to graduate with a 4.0 CGPA despite my various engagements. So in these videos, I'm going to share how I was able to study just 4 hours every day, sometimes less than 4 hours, sincerely. And I was still able to graduate with a 4.0 CGPA. But please, if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please subscribe, like, share, drop your questions in the comment section and contributions. And please do not forget to turn on the notification bell so that when new videos drop, you'll be notified immediately. So these are the simple arc that I adopt as a graduate student and even as an international student. Because when I came to the United States, the academic environment was very strange from what I learned and I'm familiar with. It took a lot of adjustment for me, but I'm glad I was able to adjust and I was able to do excellently well in my academics despite my various engagements. So the first hack to doing so well in grad school, understand your professor's expectation. Every the first class in every course you're going to take, your professors are going to tell you what they want. Professors are different. It is a disaster for you to adopt and the expectation of one professor to another professor. One of my professor liked class participation, that class participation for that particular class was crucial. While the other class that I took, research was crucial more than class participation. Class participation for that class, I think, was like 15 or 10% of the total grade. So understanding your professor's expectation is very crucial. And it is a disaster for you to compare or try to adopt one professor's expectation with the other. So another thing, how do I know my professor's expectation? If you check, go through the syllabus. I always make sure to go through all my professor's syllabus to know exactly how they want to teach, what they expect from me as a student, and I make sure to stick with it. If a professor prefer class participation or text analysis or research analysis, I'm going to give that professor what based on what they want. And when I try to read this their text before class, because when I'm coming to class, I don't want to come to class not having any idea what the professor is going to say. I want to make sure that I have something in my head before attending any of their classes. Second act to doing so well in grad school is to understand your best reading hours. We all cannot read the same time. Personally, I don't read in the afternoon. Like the moment it is 12, I do not read. I do more of my GA work during the afternoon time. So I'm very active very early in the morning and late at night. So as a mom of one, I try to spend time with my baby during the day and do other activities during the day. So that and I try to put my baby to bed early so that when it is like 10, 9, 10, 11, I'm very active. So I spend those time to read, try to understand your best reading hours. Look at the time of the day that you are in your best space. Number two, try to reduce distraction. I personally, one of the ways I reduce distraction is by putting my phone on silence and going to the library. I read better and I'm most active when I'm in a reading environment. And that was not the case when I was in undergraduate. Undergraduate, I go to the library, but I try to read in classes where I can see people. So you need to understand yourself and what constitutes distraction. And also, I try to put my phone on silent and I make use of the Pandora method. So the Pandora method is that you said like I'm going to read 20 minutes or 30 minutes, giving yourself like a time frame for you to read. So I know that I easily get distracted. So I will set my timer and say I'm going to read for 30 minutes. And what's no I put my phone on airplane mode and I stick to the 30 minutes. So after I was done with 30 minutes, I give myself a break of like 10 minutes or 5 minutes and I come back. But it's not everyone that the Pandora method works for. But try every method that you can to reduce distraction because distraction is a thing, a big issue in grad school that you need to deal with. The fourth reading act that really helped me in grad school to be able to do so well despite my various responsibility is to start reading early. I started reading from the first day of the class, starting with the syllabus. I need to know how the professor is thinking, how this class is going to go, and what the professor expects from me, from my assignment, from the class participation, and even my final project. So I start reading on time, even if it's just 2 hours every day or an hour every day, as the case may be. I make sure that I start reading on time and not pile up my work assignment till last minute. And also, one of the things that I did was that when it's already getting close to exam period in grad school, based on my study, my program, our exam are paper based, research paper based. What I mean is that we don't do written tests. Like we don't do written tests. We do like you write a paper on a topic. So that's how my program is like. Some people will have to have like write tests or exam. I will do like a written exam, but for me, we are supposed to submit like a research paper. And so I try to get my structure early before it's even finals week. Like a month before finals week, I try to have like a research structure, and I send it to my professor with the topic of my finals, and I schedule like a office hour for me to go through what I intend to write as my final project. So I'm preparing ahead of time before finals week. So when it's just finals week, I already have like a structure. I already have like papers, like references, books that I'm going to write to support my argument, and so I'm ready for exam week. And that really helps. Try to start like little by little. And another simple act that really helped me in grad school is class attendance. Attending class is will go a long way in helping you. In grad school, class attendance adds its own percentage for you to be able to like write finals, like write final exam. So try to attend class because there are certain explanation that you will get from classes. Like most of the topics that I write as my finals, my final paper is during some of the conversation we have in class, and this issues or this topic just stick with me based on class discussion, and I write about it. And also, attending class is a way of building a good relationship with your professor. Based on my background, I do not really write literature review. I studied law as undergrad, and so we don't really write literature review. We do more of legal opinion, and I had issues writing literature review. And it was during the class that I was learning from my classmates about literature review, and I was able to reach out to my professor that I really do not have so much background with literature review, and she was able to like recommend some texts and some things for me to do for literature review. And that's why class participation is important. And literature review for me was important because I'm writing research paper, and so literature review is a part of right for you to be able to write a research paper. So attending class is a big thing. So the last but not the least is do not hesitate to ask questions. Asking questions do not make you it should not make you feel stupid. Try to ask questions. And this I would say is important. And I'm going to share an experience. As I said earlier, I'm not really good in writing literature review when I started my grad school because I do not have so much background in it. And I asked questions about how to write literature review. What does a literature review constitute? So that I will be able to write a better literature review, because my first literature review was a disaster, and I did not allow that to weigh me down. And I asked questions and I got better and better before the end of my program. And this is the last one I'm going to add. I know I mentioned last one, but it just came to my mind. And this is especially for international students. Understand the academic system that you're coming into. This is because in Nigeria, I'm going to use my home country as an example. Your grade is like 60 or 70% a written final exam, while 30% is like a midterm exam. But in the United States, there are so many things that will constitute your final grade. It can be like class participation, group project, personal project, assignment. Like every week there is assignment to submit, and you all those assignment can be like 2 marks, 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks, and those even a mark can go a long way in determining whether you have A plus or A minus or B plus or B minus. So understand the educational system that you are coming into, because it may be significantly different from what you are familiar with. So that is why it is good to ask questions so that you understand the academic environment that you're coming into, so that you can do better and do excellently well. I hope you find this information very, very helpful as you navigate your grad school journey, because having a distinction in grad school is possible. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me. Till we meet again in our next video. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, in 2024, take those baby steps because great vision, great wealth, and greatness lie on the premise of small baby step. Bye bye.